Hello, welcome to the Fan Base with D. Olive. I am your host, D. Olive, back again with fresh beer. Here to give you the big sports stories of the week. This brand new episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Wooden Toothpicks. Yes, Wooden Toothpicks, the baby brother of skewer sticks, and also useful for rodents that like to play drums in a little tiny rock band. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Cleveland Browns have finally hired a brand new head coach. They've hired defensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills, Mike Pettin. That's, of course, because the Buffalo Bills have had such a dominating defense, right? It took the Browns some time to find a head coach because basically no one really wanted that job. I mean, who could blame the coaches? They fired their previous head coach after one season. Assistant coaches went through the process of making up lies rather than taking that coaching job. It was like saying, hey, I'd love to coach your team next season, but I'm busy at home washing my hair. I'd use that. Here I've composed a list of the top 5 lies told to the Cleveland Browns so that the assistants wouldn't be able to coach their teams. Number 1. Number 1, I can't because I don't want to miss that marathon of Downton Abbey. Number 2. You see, my car broke down and I have to wait until my mom comes home so she can pick me up and give me a ride. Number 3. I'm next in line and I don't want to lose my place to ride the horse in front of the supermarket. Number 4. I can't coach your team just after I finish waiting for the resurrection of Tupac. And number 5. I really would coach your team, but I can't leave my current team now because I'm not done redeeming that $50 gift certificate for the Olive Garden. Now, the NFL is considering eliminating PATs. A team will automatically get the 7 points after a touchdown. They can decide whether or not they want to go for 2. If they don't get in, you actually lose a point. In my opinion, this would make it a little bit more exciting. The only ones that would lose out are the poor fantasy owners. Fantasy owners. These fantasy owners, they're the ones that slave over their computers, wondering which kicker they would draft in late rounds. Fantasy owners. Without these extra points from kickers, these owners could lose out on all the important close games. Those games that'll help you get into the playoffs just by beating Gary. Fantasy owners. When said fantasy owners beat Gary, Gary would be the one forced to wear lipstick, a dress, and do a dance in front of the whole bar. Fantasy owners. Think about the fantasy owners. I hate when Gary wins. In other sports stories, Warren Buffett is willing to give away $1 billion, yes, that's $1 billion, for the perfect bracket in an NCAA tournament. Unfortunately, I won't be able to win because my flex capacitor broke. There's trouble with the Oakland Raiders and their cheerleaders. Current and former Raiderettes have filed a lawsuit claiming unfair employment practices. One of the practices is making them watch the Raiders play. In Sochi, for the Winter Olympics, there will be 2 toilets in 1 stall. No, it is not a porno, thank God. It just seems like they're just trying to get a new event started called synchronized pooping. Okay, this show has gone to shit. Okay, I'm done for this week. You've been watching The Fan Base with D. Olive. I'm your host, D. Olive. Come back again next week right here on this YouTube channel or check us out on Facebook.